Hey, Wahid, I need you with something. Hello? I need you to... Hey! Oh, oh yeah, also, are you watching Mushoku Tensei? Oh my god. You know that most of anime on Netflix have this, scenes or elements in sexualizing minors? Do you realize it? It's just an anime, bro. Like, chill, okay? It's just not an anime, you silly, okay? So you're okay of minors being sexualized like that? Look! You know what? You're disgusting, okay? End of the perbincangan. You're disgusting. Since you say so, I think so too. By the way guys, my name is Nur Wahida binti Muhammad Zamri with the match number 2227096. Okay, so our topic for the video, okay, would be sexualizing minors that is depicted by the anime. Alright, so as you guys, can understand from this kid, disgusting. Okay, but if you guys don't believe in me, editors help me out here. Yeah, you can, there's a lot, okay, there's a lot of news about this, this issue. Basically animes on Netflix or any other, social media platform, or nowadays animes has this so many elements of sexualizing minors, okay, especially children and teenagers, okay. So this raised a very profound ethical, social and legal concerns, because this whole phenomenon can also lead to a child pornography, obscenity, and also, okay, perpetuate to harmful stereotypes, and even can bring harmful to real world children and teenagers. So of course we don't want that to happen, right, to our kids, okay, to someone else's kids, isn't it? So that's basically for the introduction for the whole video. So moving on, Adia, you next, okay?
Assalamualaikum, and a very good morning to Dr. Khairul Anwar and fellow viewers of this video. Alright, so my name is Nick Aliana with the matrix number 2225630, and I will now be presenting to you guys on the causes of pedophilia in anime. The main factor as to why pedophilia in anime became normalized is due to the religious normalization, and I will also be explaining it in 3 different time periods. One being during medieval Japan, second one is during Edo period, and finally during World War II. And let's roll back to medieval Japan. Chigos were adolescent males who were attached to Buddhist monks as well as aristocratic households, and these Chigos were educated, fed, and housed in exchange for their personal use, sexually exploited by these monks, and there was an inherent power dynamic between the Chigos and the monks due to the differences in both their age as well as their status. And Chigos were actually also idealized through different various forms of art, such as through literature, as well as portrayed very dramatized stories of these Chigos with these older men. These Chigos were also used as a sacrifice tool, as they believed that doing these deeds with the Chigo was something that was necessary for the benefit of everyone else, causing it to be accepted and normalized. Over, these Chigos were also seen and put on a pedestal as a otherworldly or divine being, with this allowed the monks to have both romantic as well as sexual relationship with them. Whereas move forward to the second period, which is Wakashu during the Edo period, which lasts from 1603 till 1867. So during this time, it was very famous for the proliferation of sex both in real life as well as in art. So there was a pornographic work of art known as shunga, and shunga was used by people for masturbatory purposes, and it often portrayed images of beautiful women, prostitutes, as well as wakashu, which is similar to Chigos. They are a class of adolescent boys that's considered to be object of sexual desire, and they are usually around the ages of 7 to 25 years. These wakashus were considered as a different gender in society. The gender was not something that was their biological sex, rather it was something that it was more of a role that needed to be played out by them. And these wakashu were also based on their young man's age as well as status or place in society. For example, the level or the amount of affection that they received from these older men. At this time, there was also a very strict sexual hierarchy where the otoko or older brother was at the top, followed by the wakashu, and finally by women, which created a very misogynistic sexual norm. And these otoko could express their sexuality with both women as well as with the wakashu, and this is known as phallocentric pansexuality, which basically means sexual and romantic interests irrespective of biological sex or gender, and phallocentric meaning that it is male dominated. It also portrayed the unattractiveness of women. Older men actually preferred these wakashu, and often women were actually portrayed as physically as well as mentally unappealing. And there was also artistic depictions of these men's wives, these otoko's wives, in tears as the men are having sex with their wakashu. Next is much roll on forward to the last period, which is World War II. After Japan committed the crime atrocities, they tried to rebrand themselves as an epicenter of popular culture, and this led to the spread of their popular culture around the world. And we're also not excluding the fact that pedophilia also started to penetrate both domestically as well as abroad. So after their defeat in World War II, Japan focused on economic reconstruction and re-entry into the international community by reforming diplomatic ties between Japan as well as other world powers. So the Japanese government tried to concentrate more on reconceptualizing themselves in a more favorable view to the rest of the world. For example, the Japanese government actually came up with a bunch of different policies as well as movement. For example, in the 1980s, there was a whole Japan movement which the government sponsored, and there was also government-created policies to promote the soft power, which means, I will put a picture above, but basically means the ability to indirectly influence behavior or interest through cultural or ideological means. In the 1970s, we see a rise in Japanese manga, anime, fashion, video games, music, tech, and kawaii culture started becoming very famous abroad as well as in Japan. And the character Hello Kitty was synonymous with the adorable face of cool Japan. There was a big shift from militarization to cool culture, and Hello Kitty and kawaii started to become tied with sexuality. And Japan's simultaneous cute things and also pornographic material started becoming woven together and closely associated with one another, which led to a new wave of childish being seen as sexy. For me, thank you for listening. I will now pass it on to the next speaker.
Anis. Anis,
What?
what are you doing right now?
I'm watching anime.
Why are you eating?
Yeah, why not? Is it wrong?
Yeah, it is.
Hey. You know, there are 3 impacts on watching anime that can lead to fetishizing child in anime characters. The first impact is cultural imperialism, where youngsters will adapt to sexualizing culture and they think that it's a normal thing to do in daily life. This will make them addicted to watch porn, and this will lead to a crime such as rape and sexual harassment. And then the woman will be the sexual object. The second impact is influence the teenager to resemble anime character. This will cause for them to waste their money on cosplay attire, and they will get sexualized by cosplay a revealing outfit. The last impact is having no respect toward elders. This is because they have a huge community that support their anime culture and defending their rights. This will lead for them to ignoring the parents' advice.
Shira, what's big?
Oh, I believe maybe some of you guys are wondering what are the ways to prevent this issue, right? Okay, let's go to know it. Firstly, by creating an awareness. In this case, the school institution need to engage with the student to create a healthy thinking, maybe a campaign saying no to pornography. Okay, for the second way is we need to change another part of fiction. This is the opportunity for author and writer to create a new fiction that's possible to watch. Please take note, author and writer. Hey. If your parent, please play your role actively. But be proactive in controlling and minimize your kids' attention. To be concluded, fetishizing, objectifying, sexualizing are crucial problems that need to pay more attention because these cultures are not normal and please don't normalize it. Okay?
Yes, maybe watching an anime can be an entertainment for you to relieve your stress or inspire you to be creative. But please know what kind of anime that you watch and filter it because it's a lot of objectification and sexualizing character. It's not normal, okay?
So, I think that's all from us. Thank you.